Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is the new account week by week. We are most of the way through week 30, like week 29 and 3/4 or so. Here is the progress on the count. This is all the teams I've used in Squad Arena up to this point. Still using this team that I thought I would have transitioned away from. Part of it is just the level of investment and the CLS team that I've been planning on moving towards for a while now, but because of ability mats, because of credits, because of a lot of other side projects, I didn't push them to a arena viable level yet. But we are there. The first major progression of the past couple weeks is unlocking C3PO. So we're going to quickly break down all of the squads we've been building. So this is just an Empire squad, basically. This isn't even really the one that I use, but that's where these characters are at. They've really been ignored for about a month now, ever since I got the Zeta on Merciless Massacre and Piet for Emperor's Trap. I haven't really touched the Empire as a faction. Phoenix, I've said this a few times, but I stopped as soon as I got Thrawn to 6 stars. That's good enough. The credits are not worth it at this stage of the game to get Thrawn to 7 stars. Move on. It's millions and millions of credits to get Thrawn at 7 stars. Way too many other things you can work on. Geos is going to be the cheapest, fastest way to unlocking Padme. I'm going to release a unlock video that's just for the 5-star unlock of legendary characters. I think that's something that's been generally overlooked by the rest of the YouTube community, and I think it's actually some vital and helpful information to know what the minimum unlocks are. And here's the team that we used to just unlock C3PO last week. I was trying to do... Wicket was at 6 stars when we did the unlock, but Endor Escalation was last week as well. So I probably could have done it a little bit more easily if I would have put the Zeta on earlier, but I was trying to do the event without the Zeta. Just put the Zeta on. I put the Zeta on and it was done. And in the video I'm going to release on that event, I'll show what the levels were. We're not going to get distracted with that right now. Here's the Jedi. We finally took Bastila Shan up to 7 stars, which gave me a complete set of Jedi to unlock Yoda, or not unlock Yoda, take Yoda to 7 stars. Bounty Hunters we have not touched since unlocking Chewie. This is definitely the team I would recommend, especially now with the double shard drops. You will have them at 7 stars far before you can even farm Bosk in the game these days. So these are the team. This is your earliest team, your best earliest team. Troopers, this is not the team I would be going for if I were to be starting the game now. Dark Trooper and Moff Gideon were not available at the time that I started this account. So this would look completely differently. Magma is just because it's a cheap, easy farm. I have a bunch of other troopers. This will be looking very different by the next time we do one of these videos. Night Sisters, this was pretty much ready in the last video, but the last video we took Night Sister Zombie up to Gear 10. That's where you get the Undying, I think it's not called Undying Sacrifice, which is what makes the Night Sister team a threat. So really without a Gear 10 Zombie, the Sisters are not very scary. We are now at a point where this team is much more of a threat to be dealing with. First Order, we unlocked BB-8 as soon as we hit level 85 back in whatever week that was, like week 18, I think, and we're week 30 now. I would move them down into a priority. I know there's a lot of people saying go after a Galactic Legend early. I completely disagree. You would have your farms done. You would not be at a point where your gear, where you can even be handling the gearing requirements of that squad. And in that time, you've seen how many things I have unlocked. And so because of that, I don't think you should go after Galactic Legend early. You're going to be much better off being at a point where you can beat assault battles and be developing your team. Like this challenge tier 1, challenge tier 2, you're getting a bunch of resources towards developing relics. That's a better, building towards that is much better off. You will get relics and Galactic Legends faster by not going after a Galactic Legend. The CLS team that can probably be taken off this list. New Incepts, I would have thought this is a team I would have had way more developed when I started this new account, but because of the amount of things you can have by level 85, I had transitioned. That's why this has been why have so far delayed making a farming guide, because I have learned a ton of things going through this process and have completely changed my opinions on a number of farms and priorities because of this. Smugglers here is a team actually I would move up slightly higher. L3 would not be part of that. You only need 3 characters to participate in the higher tiers, but you get a lot of credits from that event. You also get mods and mod slicing materials, and getting to a point where you can beat the 6-star for the first 6-star tier of that event, because the final tier is also a 6-star tier. Getting to that point and getting those extra resources is something I wish that I had done, because it comes back regularly, like twice a month. And if you're in the higher tiers, you're getting 350 credits each time that the event comes back. Those are credits that I wish I had. Like, as it is right now, I'm getting like 150 credits. I don't know what it is. I'm getting less. And here's the big progression in this account over the past couple weeks. The building blocks have fallen into place to the point now where we unlock Jedi Knight Revan, and Darth Revan is real close. By the next time we do one of these videos, I'll probably have Darth Revan. In the next 3 weeks, probably, is really just the Juhani piece. But we unlock Jedi Knight Revan with only Bastille at level 75 and Gear 9, and the rest of them not very usable, which that's how the event is, but it's really about those farms. I could have had Jedi Knight. If you prioritize it, you can have Jedi Knight Revan earlier, but that's delaying a bunch of other farms. Like, that means you might not have Padme unlocked right away. It might mean you might not have CLS unlocked right away. And the push and pull of those different priorities is why I push Jedi Knight Revan down, because it's also CLS is much easier to have up and running, I think, and I like what CLS offers. Darth Revan, we'll have soon. Beskar Mando, this is a long-term goal with Quill and IG-11. If they were at double shard drops, I would prioritize this team a little bit more, because early on, these characters are a problem. And then you're also, you're also getting the bounty hunters farmed for bounty hunter reasons. Beskar Mando, yes, isn't that great right now, but I have no doubt at some point he is going to have a function in this game, and it's worth having. Rebel Fighters, this is really about pilots. These are all this is Biston's Ewing and Cassian's Ewing. You want them. Clones, another team that I'm kind of surprised I haven't developed more at this point. That's partly because Shak T's node isn't unlocked yet. Jawas, this is just a long-term thing to have flexibility in my geo counters. It's a long-term project. I just want their farms done. Here's what the Padme team is looking at like these days. They're getting ability mats. The CLS team is getting ability mats, and just kind of progressing those slowly. Bad Batch, they are good. Like, since I don't know if I would farm them with the single shard drops on a new account, but because of the marquee event, we already had it, so it's fine. So I'm going to level them up. But they're a good team that can do a lot of things. They're worth having. If they were double shard drops, maybe. The same reason with like Jedi Knight Revan, why I delayed Jedi Knight Revan, is because so many of the Jedi Knight Revan farms are competing with each other. It's just like light side node, dark side node, light side node. You have 2 Cantina farms, and because of those competing farms, you can make other progress by going for other characters, and not having to worry about prioritizing which light side and dark side node farms, or even the fleet farms, is why I brought them down in priority, and it's why the Bad Batch, I think, are potential problems, because that's so far that's 2 light side nodes, 2 tier 5 light side nodes, and Wrecker and Echo are about to come out. So it's why I bring them down in the priority. Here is Grievous Droids, CLS, and JTR. Has just been a project in the background. Now, what I do want to show is very quickly here. No, that's the wrong one. Here is just the progression of my GP and what where and when I have unlocked things. I've shown this a couple times. So yeah, week 16 is when we hit level 85. We got CLS in week 21, Chewie week 23, Padme at 6 stars in week 20. We unlocked Padme at 5 stars in week 17, the week after we got to level 85. And here in week 30 is the Jedi Knight Revan. Sometime before week 32, we will have Darth Revan. And then we have 4 Zetas now. That's Vader Merciless Massacre, Pia Emperor's Trap, Chief Chirpa Lead, and Han's Shoot First. We have a ton of Zetas actually saved up. Let me show that actually real quick, so you can see the count. We have Zetas saved up. I'm just not applying them because the ability mats are more important right now. So we have 110 Zetas. So we could put down 5, almost 6 Zetas. And as we're progressing, it's just the ability mats are way more valuable into making these teams viable. And then I'm gonna show a quick preview of my farming guide video. I've done a lot of the background work for it. We'll probably have it out pretty soon. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but to give you a quick look, here is how I am viewing the priority in the farming. So we have all the Cantina stores. I have ordered them in the order in which I would pursue them, and then we gave them a color if they're a higher priority, and those are the ones you want to get right away. And if they're like black, you want those characters, but you can delay them. They're lesser priority, and there's a gradient in there. Then we have all of the nodes and showing which characters per each tier are worth farming. Like in tier 1 nodes, only Dark Trooper, Light Side is worth farming of those characters in those locations. And then on top of that, I have ordered the Light Side, Dark Side, Cantina, and Fleet nodes in how I would tackle those farms. But again, I'm still thinking it through. I might be tweaking things, and there will be a larger video for this coming out. But for those of you who want to just pause on the video and take a look, there you go. And I will make this available once that farming guide video is complete. But there's the progress. We are just a few weeks, 4 weeks past the halfway point of a year. We have CLS, Padme, Chewie, C3PO, BB-8. The easy ones like Yoda, Palpatine, Thrawn. We have Jedi Knight Revan. All of that either unlocked or at 7 stars. And like that's a ton of progress that gives us a very strong foundation. We are beating all of the assault battles, at least tier 2. Because tier 3 you need 7-star characters, and we've avoided promoting characters to save credits so that we can develop other teams and get more resources. But we're now at a point where we're going to start promoting characters to 7 stars and start beating like tier 3 portions of assault battles, and like there's this domino effect happening to this account and to the roster where we're developing faster and faster. So we'll have guides on that coming out in the future. But thank you for watching. Be safe out there, everyone, and be excellent to each other.